When it comes to buying gifts for preppers, survivalists, or anybody interested in general preparedness, there are literally hundreds of items to buy. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of these higher end prepping supplies that make really good gifts for that person that's special in your life. Now, these aren't $1,000 gifts. These are just gifts that are over $100. In the next video, I'll be talking about some gifts that are lower priced, $20 to $50 for friends and family members that you want to get something good for, but not something, real expensive. But the items I'm going to be talking about today really are these bulletproof prepping supplies. We've all opened gifts before where you look at it and you're like, oh, that's fantastic. I can't wait to use this. And these supplies that I'm going to be talking about today really are those supplies that are going to make an impression on somebody. So with that, let's go ahead and just get into these 10 ideas. And if you have anything you want to add, make sure and leave them in the comments below. This is only 10. Like I said before, there are literally hundreds. But the first one on this list is the Iwatani stove. And when it comes to indoor cooking, there really are just a few options, and I think this is one of the best options. This Iwatani butane stove is one of the only ones on the market that is rated for indoor use, and that's because of its construction quality and how efficiently it burns the fuel. There are some, the gas ones and other ones that you could use indoors, but they aren't specifically rated for indoor use. This is a Japanese stove, and it's got the magnetic locking system when you install the fuel canister, so it's really easy to install and it's really secure. It's got a pressure sensing device for automatic shutoff. It's got the dual O-ring seal fuel connection, and it's rated to burn for 70 minutes at maximum settings. Now, I've had my stove for a while now, and using it on maximum settings is basically overkill. Even the lowest setting is going to boil water and things like that. So one little canister of fuel is going to last a long time. But this Iwatani stove is just a fantastic little device and a perfect option for indoor cooking, whether you're heating up a can of soup or cooking a full meal. And the cool thing about this is it can be used all year long too. It's not one of those prepping supplies that you just put on the shelf and have it sit there until you need it. The next gift idea that I have is the Vesta Instafire heater and stove. And I've had mine for about 5 years now, and it's just a really cool device. It is not the go-to cooking device, but it is one of those, if all else fails, cooking with sterno or canned heat will get the job done. Now, the Instafire comes with extra hot heat, and it really is extra hot. You can use sterno, you can use the 7-pin, some of the cheaper canned heats, but those aren't going to burn as hot. And as far as the heater goes, when you put the heater unit on top of the stove, it has a Peltier fan, which uses the heat to turn on, and it can raise the temperature. It says it heats a 200 square foot room. It can raise the temperature a few degrees. Again, not the best option, but it is a cool option to have in a situation like this, especially if you've got some extra sterno or canned heat lying around. The next one I've got is portable power stations, and there are just a number of different kinds that you can get, from the very small ones that put out maybe 500 watts to the really large ones that put out over 2,000 watts. Now, I suggest you've got a couple of reputable brands like the Blue Eddies, the EcoFlows, the Jackeries, and I've had an Opez for a couple of years now that I really like. There are a lot of off brands out there, so my suggestion is stick with these that I just mentioned. These are the reputable brands that you're not going to have to worry about them breaking down. Now, as far as size goes, the best wattage for preparedness is around 2,000 watts, getting a unit that can put out 1,500 to 2,000 watts. Without getting too technical about this, the average wall outlet is rated at 1,800 watts. So that means if you're at 2,000 watts, you could power anything in your home, basically. Anything that you would plug into a wall, you could plug into one of these power stations. This would be a fantastic gift, even for people that already have one or two of these, because you just can never have enough. But these power stations are really a can't miss gift idea for anyone that is interested in preparedness. Even if they have 4 already, they're not going to complain about having another one. Next is probably one of my favorite ones on this list, and this is the Mr. Heater, the Big Buddy heaters. And there's a few different sizes of these. These are propane heaters. They can be used indoors. And like I mentioned, the Instafire earlier, that puts off a little heat. These ones do put off quite a bit of heat. So you can seriously, if you've got a small room that you're trying to heat up and you've got a little bit of ventilation, these will heat that room very well. These will run for about 10 hours, so overnight on the very lowest setting, depending on the model you get. And there are a few safety features like the oxygen depletion sensor, which shuts it down automatically, and the safety switch, which activates if you tip it from one side or the other, or you tip it over. And it does take the smaller fuel canisters, but you can refill. If you get one of the fuel kegs, you can refill those, or they have adapters where you can plug this into a larger 20-pound propane tank, which would last, a few days as well. So if you really want to make a statement, a Big Buddy heater is one of those that somebody opens that up and they're going to be stoked to have that. Next, I have long-term food storage buckets, and I sell some of these at mysurvivalfoods.com. I sell legacy food storage products. You've got a 72-hour kit, which is 72 hours for 2 people, for around $100, a little bit over $100. You can buy some at even Walmart. You've got the Augustin Farms and things like that. But somebody that is really into preparedness, you can't go wrong with these long-term food storage buckets and a little bit of extra food storage. It's something people can set in their closet or put wherever. It's got a 25-year shelf life, and they don't have to worry about it. And I guarantee you, anyone in preparedness is not going to say, oh, I've already got enough food storage already, I don't need that. So these long-term food storage buckets and even pouches would be a great gift for that prepper or person interested in preparedness or food storage that just not quite sure what to give them. This is a great idea because even if they have a whole bunch, it doesn't really matter. They're still going to love it. Next, I have a jerry can water filter, and there are a bunch of different types of water filters. But this Hydro Blue jerry can I've had for a number of years now, and I absolutely love it. It's really durable. It's much, much more durable than anything that you would get from Walmart or online. And it's got the virus filter. It's got 2 different filters, so it'll basically filter anything that a lot of these other filters would filter out. The jerry can design is cool because you can take it in a bug out situation. You can take it camping, which I've done a couple times, and it's a pressurized can, so it works absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I've had one of these for a while now, and I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite water filters. You've also got the countertop Simpure water filter, which is pretty cool. If you want something for indoors, that's a few $100, but that would be a really good gift for a spouse or somebody that you're really close to and want to spend a few $100 on. But the jerry can water filter is something you don't hear a lot about, but Hydro Blue is a really good company, and this filter in particular is really a great water filter. Something else that would make a great gift is a rocket stove. And the one I have is the gas one. They also have the EcoZoom. And what makes these so great is they are self-contained, meaning they're a lot safer than, say, an outdoor fire pit or a campfire. And they put off very little smoke because of their design, which could be good in a situation where you don't want to alert the neighbors. It also takes less fuel to burn. Say if you're using a campfire, you're going to need a lot of wood. In a rocket stove like this, you can use twigs and branches, charcoal, any sort of biomass, and it's going to burn a lot more efficiently. This could be used as a heater outdoors. You can't use these indoors. And also for cooking just about anything you need. And because of their compact design, they are really portable, so you could take them camping, or if you're in a bug out situation, you could take one of these with you. So these are something that anyone would enjoy, even if it's just going out into the backyard and cooking some hot dogs or something like that. Having one of these ready and available in a disaster situation would be very beneficial. Now, the next one I have here is something that I don't have yet, but is something that I've done a lot of research on, and is something that's on my Christmas wish list, if you're watching this, Lisa. And that is the Excalibur 9-tray food dehydrator. Now, I have the Harvest Right freeze dryer, which is fantastic, but there are some foods that just taste better when they are dehydrated rather than freeze dried. You can make beef jerky, you can freeze dry fruits and vegetables. This is something that will sit right on your countertop. And this particular dehydrator has a timer on it, so it's basically a set it and forget it. You throw some food in there, maybe some spices, some fruits and vegetables, the beef jerky, things like that, and set it and forget it, come back, and it's going to be perfectly done. It maintains an even temperature throughout, so it's really something I'm looking forward to, and if I don't get it for Christmas, I may get it for myself. Another great idea is the Surviveware First Aid Kit. Now, I don't usually recommend pre-built kits because they're usually 150 Band-Aids and a bunch of just low-quality crap. But these Surviveware kits, this is a 238-piece kit, and there are quality supplies, and I do recommend this kit. My wife Lisa is an RN, and we just did a video reviewing this kit a little while back, and it's got everything you might need in it. Now, it doesn't have any of the trauma supplies, but you could go ahead and just get a Stop the Bleed kit to go along with this. What's great about this kit is everything is labeled in here, labeled and organized. The kit itself, the case, is water resistant and rip resistant. It's made with 600D polyester. Really good zippers, and it's MOLLE compatible. So just a really nice kit. You can use this in your car, you can use this in your home, use it on the go. Just an all-encompassing kit that would make a great gift for someone. The next one I have, and this may depend on the person who you are buying the gift for, but survival seeds. There are buckets of survival seeds, and you can spend anywhere from $50, $60 to up to $1,000 on some of these survival seed packages. Over at mysurvivalfoods.com, I sell one that is the ultimate survival seed food bucket, and it's actually 4 buckets with all sorts of different seeds. Now, this is a few $100, but there are some you can get on Amazon that are, range anywhere from $100 to $300, $400. Just make sure they are non-GMO and they are heirloom seeds, and you are good to go. That's one of the things, if you give something like that to a prepper, that's one of those things they're going to be looking for. Are these heirloom seeds, and are they non-GMO? But most people who are in preparedness understand the value of having seeds in a disaster or an emergency situation. The longer something goes on, the food that you have stored will disappear, and you're going to need a way to grow some more food. So seed buckets, these survival seeds, are always a fantastic idea for anyone that is interested in preparedness. And again, these are one of those things, just like the long-term food storage, you don't have to use it this year. You don't have to use it next year. These can be used over time, or they can wait till they absolutely need them. Now, the last one I got here, I saved because this is the most expensive one. But this is an absolutely fantastic idea for a gift for that someone in your life that you want to get something extra special for, and that is a Predator generator. And there are a few different kinds of these. I have the 3500, which cost me $700, but if you sign up for Harbor Freight's email list, you'll get coupons every day, and you can get a coupon where you get $50 to $100 off on one of these. And these inverter generators are on a lot of preppers' wish list because they're super quiet. They don't put off a lot of noise. These Predator generators have a lot of really good reviews online. You can look at some YouTube videos, and just about everyone in the RV world or the camping world that has one absolutely loves them. I've had one for about a year now, and I've tested it out. Haven't used it a whole lot, but it really is fantastic. These can be used with an extension cord. You run an extension cord into your house to keep the refrigerator on, or lights, or anything like that. It can be used to charge, to top off one of these power stations that you have. So if you don't have the ability to get solar, or maybe it's cloudy for a few days, you can plug one of those power stations into this generator, top that off, and then at nighttime, when you don't want to make a lot of noise, you can use that for things inside the home. So a Predator generator is one of those, like I said, it's got really good reviews. It's a whole lot cheaper than one of the Honda inverter generators. Now, they are a bit better, but I think for the price, the savings that you would get from a Honda to a Predator generator, I think, to me anyway, it's a no-brainer. These last a long time, and they really are quality generators. So like I said in the beginning, I'd love to get your ideas, and anybody watching this, give them some ideas as well. Make sure and leave a comment below, some gift ideas you've given in the past, or something you plan on, or maybe even something that you want. leave those in the comments below. And like I said, in the next video, I'll be going over some of these lower cost supplies, not super cheap, but between $20 and $50 that you can get somebody that they're really going to like. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get really good quality preparedness supplies. And like the saying goes in the preparedness community, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So if somebody already has something in preparedness, that's okay, because you can never hurt to have more than one. At any rate, make sure, like I said, make sure and leave a comment below. If you're not subscribed, make sure and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon to get notified anytime I do another video. But with that, take care and prepare, everyone. We will talk to you all later.